Hello, everybody. My name is Blake from Blake and Vish Sports, and joined with me is sports statistician Nick Nassos. In today's episode of Betting, we will be doing a Week 10 recap. We will be looking at the game picks and matchups for Week 11, our three best bets, two games that we're not touching, a moonshot, as well as our locks. So, from our Week 10 predictions, we didn't do great overall. As you can see, 2 and 3. So the Browns-Texans over a 49 did not hit. The weather really took a big impact in that, as the game was delayed and you could tell the conditions on the field weren't good. The Saints took care of business against the 49ers as they won by over 10, and the Bears lost against the Vikings on Monday night. We think one of the main reasons for this was Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, took over play calling from Matt Nagy. He didn't call a great games, particularly in the second half.
All right, so our locks last week. Saints and Ravens unfortunately did not hit. The Saints did take care of business. They killed the 49ers, but the Ravens were not able to get it done on Sunday Night Football against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Bill Belichick, on primetime, he loves to play. He loves to show off what he's got, and unfortunately, the Ravens could not come back in the rain at the end of the game. The Browns did win. They beat the Texans, and that lock did hit. Overall, we went 2 and 3, and this week we're looking to do much better than that.
All right, for our first matchup, we have the 6 and 3 Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks, who are also 6 and 3. This is the Thursday night game, and it's the Battle of the Birds as Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson face off in prime time to see who will claim the top spot of the NFC West.
Next, we got Pittsburgh. They're undefeated. They're 9-0. They're taking on the Jaguars, who are 1-8. The Steelers look to remain undefeated against the Jaguars, who almost stole a win last week at Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers.
Next game we got is the 4 and 5 Detroit Lions versus the 3 and 7 Carolina Panthers. The Lions are looking to continue their road dominance against the Panthers, who have dropped 5 straight. We'll talk about this game further, but we really like one of the bets in this one.
New England is 4 and 5. They're taking on the Texans at 2 and 7. Newton and Watson will be going head-to-head as the Patriots look to get another win and secure a spot in the wild card for this postseason.
Next game is going to be the 6 and 3 Tennessee Titans versus the 6 and 3 Baltimore Ravens. Derek is looking to trample the Baltimore Ravens' strong defense, and Lamar Jackson's looking for revenge from last year's divisional playoff game as they lost to the Titans.
Next, we got the Cleveland Browns. They're currently sitting with a 6 and 3 record. They'll be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-5-1. The dynamic duo of Chubb and Hunt for the Browns looks to run all over the Eagles as the Browns are continuing to seek their first playoff appearance since 2002.
Next game is going to be 3 and 6 Atlanta Falcons versus the 7 and 2 New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston's going to be relieving the injured Drew Brees in this divisional matchup against former MVP Matt Ryan.
Next, we have the Bengals, who are 2-6-1. They're taking on the Washington football team, who is 2 and 7. Alex Smith will take on rookie Joe Burrow as Alex Smith looks for his first win since his miraculous turn to the NFL.
Next, we have the 0-9 New York Jets, who are playing the 2 and 7 Los Angeles Chargers. The Jets are looking to avoid the daunted 0-16 season against a Chargers team that has played in a lot of close games this year.
Miami and Tua are 6 and 3. They're taking on Denver, who is 3 and 6. These two young quarterbacks look to battle it out as the Dolphins look for a solid wild card, and the Broncos will try to play spoiler.
The 2 and 7 Dallas Cowboys are facing off against the 4 and 5 Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook and the Red Hot Vikings are looking to continue their playoff push against a decimated Cowboys team, which is also surprisingly still pushing for the playoffs.
The Green Bay Packers are 7 and 2 right now. They're taking on the Indianapolis Colts at 6 and 3. The Colts' impressive defense looks to stiffen a strong Packers offense, which is headlined by the Rodgers and Adams connection.
Next, we have the 8 and 1 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 6 and 3 Las Vegas Raiders. Patrick Mahomes is looking to get revenge against Derek Carr and the Raiders in a matchup that will be in no doubt a shootout. This game has big playoff implications for their division.
The Los Angeles Rams are currently sitting at 6 and 3. They'll be taking on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, who are at 7 and 3. Jared Goff and Tom Brady face off Monday night as both look to secure a top seed in the NFC. Right, so you can see who we chose for each of these games. Now we're going to talk to you about our best bets for this week and where we think you should be putting your money.
So the first bet we have is the Carolina Panthers at -1.5 against the Detroit Lions. So we could have gone with the money line here, but we think the -1.5 is a better play, as you get better payout. So one of the main reasons for this is the Lions defense, which has been putrid this year. They've allowed the 4th most points and are creating turnovers at the 28th best rate. So their defense has definitely been lacking this year with defensive-minded coach Matt Patricia.
Also, the Panthers have the 6th least amount of turnovers. They are not turning over the ball. They have great ball control, and the Lions have allowed an average of 34 points in each of their last 3 games. Even though Christian McCaffrey will be out most likely in this contest, we still believe the Panthers will be able to get the win.
All right, next we have the Tennessee Titans at +6.5 against the Baltimore Ravens. So one of the main reasons we like this is the Titans offense has also been really good at not turning the ball over. They have the fewest amount of turnovers in the NFL. They currently have 4. To go along with that, the Ravens run defense is in the bottom half for yards per attempt, and the Tennessee Titans scheme is power running with Derrick Henry. And as you saw in last year's matchup, they did not want to tackle him, and we don't think it'll change this year at all.
Other reasons that this is a great bet for this week is the Ravens have lost 2 of their last 3 games. And also, the Ravens have the worst red zone defense in the NFL, which against the Titans, who have the 2nd best red zone offense in the NFL, the Titans will be looking to do a lot of damage when they get to the red zone, and the Ravens will not be able to stop them.
Our last best bet is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders over of 56.5 points. So this is a huge over. 56.5 combined is a lot for any 2 teams, but we think these teams will do it. And one reason for that is the last time they played a total of 72 points, which smashes this over. When looking at their offenses, the Raiders are 8th in points scored and the Chiefs are 2nd. So as you can see, these teams are have been high-scoring offenses.
You need to consider this bet. We think this is a very good bet. The game is being played in a dome. There's no weather that needs to be worried about. Both teams have a combined score of 60 points per game. And these offenses are 1st and 2nd and 3rd down conversion percentage, which means the ball will not be punted a lot. They're going to kick field goals. They're going to score touchdowns. They're going to be scoring almost every possession. Now we're going to talk about some games that you need to stay away from this weekend.
All right, so the first game that we're not touching with a 6-foot pole is going to be the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So both their defenses have been phenomenal this year. Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald for the Rams, Levante David, Devin White, and their threatening front 7 have been really good. And you never know which quarterback is going to show off or show up for either of these teams. Goff and Brady have both gone through inconsistencies this year, so we're not really looking forward to this game from a betting standpoint.
You also this weekend should not bet on the NFC South matchup between the Saints and the Falcons. Drew Brees is out. That's the reason we do not want you betting on this. Jameis Winston, he has not played much this year. We don't know how he's going to do. We still think the Saints have a good chance to win, but Matt Ryan, former MVP, could also win this game. With Drew Brees out, this matchup is going to be very competitive, and we do not want you betting on this. Now let's talk about our moonshots.
All right, so my moonshot for this week is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Raiders and the New York Jets getting their first win against the Chargers. So my rationale behind this is I really like the Chiefs this year. I think they have strong potential to get back to the Super Bowl. And the Jets, they've been looking better with Joe Flacco under quarterback. And if you remember a couple years ago when the Browns had a really bad season, they were 1-15. Their one win came against the Chargers. So I'm looking for the Jets to get their first win this week, and the odds are plus 503 on that.
My moonshot has odds of plus 604. I see Tennessee knocking off the Ravens, and I see the Packers knocking off the Colts. Tennessee matches up great against the Ravens. The Ravens looked ugly on Sunday night. They did not look good. Tennessee's a good football team. I think they're going to beat the Ravens. Also, the Packers are matching up against the Colts. The Packers are a fantastic football team. They just had a rough game against the Jaguars, but that is not going to slow them down. That is no picture of what they really are. The Packers are going to beat the Colts, and the Titans are going to beat the Ravens. Now we're going to talk about our picks that are going to hit this week, no matter what. Guaranteed locks.
All right. My guaranteed lock, certified, 100% guaranteed. The Miami Dolphins will, in fact, beat the Denver Broncos this week. The odds I took them at were minus 172. The last few games, the Dolphins have been on fire. They've won 5 in a row. Brian Flores has really turned around the organization. Tua's looking like he has the makings of being a solid quarterback down the line. And the Broncos have not looked like that at all. They've been 1-3 in their last 4 games. Drew Lock, his future is uncertain with the team. They have a slew of injuries, and I really do not think they'll be able to beat the Dolphins.
Now let me tell you about my luck. Let me tell you how you're going to make a lot of money this week. New England is beating the Texans. There is no chance that the Texans can beat New England. New England just smoked the Ravens on primetime, and the Texans lost to the Browns. Cam Newton is going to play how he used to play back when he was an MVP, and the Texans don't have anything. New England is going to win this game. I guarantee it. Lock it up.
All right. That concludes this episode of betting. Come back next week to get a recap of what happened in Week 11 as well as the Week 12 bets. Thank you.